Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League, give you some insights and some coaching points that a lot of people miss, and use my lots of experience to break down football and not tell you nonsense or buzzwords. So I'm going to break down a couple of things for this Nottingham Forest Bournemouth game here. And we're gonna go over a couple of VAR decisions as well, or lack of VAR decisions. So I want to show you this first challenge here. That is the game changer with a red card here, which is a second yellow. I don't know what the first yellow was for. There's no highlights on the first yellow. I had a little look around. Could have been, might not have been, but this is not a yellow card. All right, and it's definitely not a red card because it's not a yellow card. But if we watch it right here, you might think it is until we actually look at it. So we'll watch it, bearing in mind that this is where the ref is right here. He can see what's going on as it goes. Bosh, it looks like he's taken him out after the ball. Looks like he's followed through, right? He's cleaned the ball out and he's followed through and he's taken the player out at the same time. Until you actually watch it. And this is a problem we have. So VAR is supposed to be there about clear and obvious errors. This is a clear and obvious error. Not only just a clear and obvious error, it's an egregious error. Okay, so let's watch what happened. So bearing in mind the ref's given a second yellow, this guy's been sent off because apparently he's fouled this other guy. Touches the ball there. There's no foul there. That other guy stands on his ankle with his studs down. He should have been sent off. He doesn't. This guy's sent off instead for a second yellow card. This is what VAR is there for to do, is to overturn really bad decisions like this. That's cheating. The guy's dived. He stood on the guy's ankle and he's got him sent off. That's what VAR is supposed to be for. These type of decisions right here. Yeah, absolutely a disgrace. Absolute disgrace to football. The referee and the VAR. Terrible. Let's get on to the next goal. I meant VAR decision, not goal. Now here's the problem. Is his arm in an unnatural position? Yeah, but I don't really care. Remember my criteria of breaking down what is a handball in the box. Does it change the trajectory of the ball in any sufficient way? Does it? And as the ball, like if the your hands down by your sides or whatever, we don't care. But is this trailing arm out here with a gap here? Does it stop the ball travelling? Yeah, it's a handball. Yeah, it's a handball. Stops the cross. It's a handball. If his arm isn't there, that ball goes across the goal. His arm is there because it's hanging out. It's a handball. Not given. I honestly think VAR were just taking the day off and decided, we're not going to be there for any of these decisions. That is a clear handball. Not given. We'll crack on. So here we are. And again, when I see things happen in football, I already know why they're doing it. And it gets so frustrating because one of the things you learn as a coach is you can't uncoach bad habits. Because a coach has told them to do a thing, they're always going to be doing that thing now. So it's very careful of how you coach players because you can ruin them forever. And this is a classic example of this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing and someone's coached him wrong. So here's the problem. He's got the ball, right? So when he's got the ball and he's under pressure, where does he go? Backwards. That's what he's been told. That's what exactly he's been told. So he goes backwards. The problem is the pressure is coming from backwards. So instead of him understanding and being able to run forward with the ball and do something, he's got it ingrained in his subconscious and in his body movement. When he is in trouble, he goes backwards and plays it back to his goalkeeper, to his thing. So that's immediately what he tries to do. Look, he's in trouble. And what he ends up doing is turning into the player. You can see his foot. He doesn't know what to do. As he's here, receives the ball, what should be playing it there, but he realises he's in danger. When he's in danger, instead of being able to move away from it or understand any of that, his subconscious kicks in and he goes straight, tries to go back. Bump, bump, tries to go back. All of a sudden he's dived. He's lost the ball because he doesn't really know how to get away from it. He doesn't really didn't process it properly, and he just went back to his subconscious, which is his training decisions. His training decisions are you play it backwards when you're in trouble, and then they lost the ball. All of a sudden now, these guys are on the attack. And here's the problem. These two are in no man's land. So what do I talk about? What's dangerous, the ball or the space? Well, the space is dangerous. So what you need to do is back up. Okay, you need to get away and try to figure out what's going on. You back up until about the 18-yard box. You've got about 3 steps. If you step forwards towards the ball here, you're in all sorts of trouble because he can put it through you. He can go around you. He might even use a teammate or two. But you have just been caught in no man's land. You need to back up and hope that he can come back and help, and hope that this guy gets back off of his feet and tries to play a game of football. Let's see what they do. But no, they both stand still. Oh, so when they both stand still, what are they given? All of this space here. Standing still is the worst thing they can do, and that's what they choose. If they went towards the ball, that would have been all right. At least they were trying to win the ball. If they weren't going backwards, well, at least they were going backwards. They chose to stand still. Do nothing. Bosh. Ball goes in. Guy comes running in here. And to be fair, it's not bad. I've got to pause it though, because I keep getting in trouble with the Premier League all the time for copyrights. And as we go, Bosh, he passes it into the bottom of the net box. Quite a quality little finish, actually. I don't think the keeper should have been beaten that easily, but the finish was quite tidy. Only because these guys just didn't know what they're doing here, stood still, and just let everything happen. Let's get on to the next goal. In true Cash fashion, you know I'm going to have to show you something else when I'm spotting it. So you know I'm talking about that space. Now you can ideally see it. You can see how much of a difference it is and how easy this pass is because there's so much extra room. So this guy makes it easier for him. So if we go move it forward to this point of when you receive the ball right here. Okay, look, can you see it? If they were on the 18-yard line, right? And that ball's played in behind them, the ball is now getting played into about here instead of here. Maybe a little bit further, about here. That gives the keeper an opportunity to come out and get it. Do you see the difference if you're back where you're supposed to be here, and how harder it is for that pass to come through? That's called having a tight defence. When you're up here and you give them this extra space, it makes it easier for that pass and easier for that finish. If you're back, that pass has to be much, much tighter, much harder. Look where he's receiving the ball now. Look right there, boom. If he's receiving it here, the keeper's already smothered him on it. Do you see the difference? And that's why he's able to have that finish, because these guys don't understand how to back up in that situation or really read the situation. So there's a lot more to cover here. We're just going to try to get through some of these little clips. But so they've just had a corner and they've cleared it. Sorry, Bournemouth have had the corner and Nottingham Forest have cleared it. But what they've done then is stopped. Okay, so as we move this on and we show you what's going on here, Bosch, as we can see, do you see how they were much, much closer on the corner, but all of a sudden when the ball's gone out, everyone's tried to move out. Some have, some haven't, but they've kind of forgotten their defensive responsibilities. And Dom Solanke's actually quite decent in the air, and he's actually scored a couple of these goals on this near post little flick. He's got this little loop header in his locker, in his skill bag, and he picks it out. It's a good little header. Dosh. Yeah, the guy could have been a little bit closer. He should have been challenging for that, and he switched off after the corner. Yeah, so let's just try and get on the next goal, because we've got a lot to get through here. So we've got to really watch what's going on here on this short corner. There's a couple of things to talk about, but I've got to give credit here to Notts Forest. So they've got a guy in the post. Oh, look how happy Cash is about that. Yay. We've got two guys, and this ball's going to get played in here, and they both react very well, and they do the right thing. Let's move this on just a touch. Buff, going straight there, and he realises he's got to back up his teammate, which is brilliant. Well done. He comes off his post, realises he's got to back up his mate, gets out here, which is fantastic. If you look at one of my other videos this weekend, you'll see that they didn't. But of course, the ball is going to get to play to here, and the reason why he's got to come and back up his teammate is because when the ball gets played out into this extra piece of space over here, he needs to be challenging it, not this guy here. So let's just get that over. There we go. Sorry, I'm just clipping this forward, just so I don't get a copyright strike. I've got out of YouTube jail for the first time in like 6 months. Well, however long. 6 weeks, not 6 months. I've not been going 6 months. So we've got these two players now putting pressure on the ball, and what they're able to do is make sure he can't get the cross in, and he's got to go out across the box. What's the next thing? Cash is happy again. We've got someone defending the D. We've got someone in the D. Well done, young man who's defending the D. Well, there. Perfect. So what does he do? He tries to have a little bit of a pop, Dolph over the top. Not a good ball, not a bad ball, but let's get onto the goal now. I just wanted to show you that short corner because it created all this mayhem and stretched everybody. So you can see after he tried to drink the play through to that little guy there, they stopped it, cut it out, and knocked the ball up into the air. But I want you to look at this guy here. He's staring at the ball, but look at his body shape. Where's his shoulders? Right position. Where's his shoulders? Wrong position. He's going the wrong way. Where's his shoulders? Going away from the goal. Where's his shoulders? Not these, right. Where's his shoulders? Look at the body shape difference. Okay, he's side on, waiting to see what happens. Okay, so as this ball drops here, watch this. As it comes up, Dosh, he's ready to react because he's side on. He's just ready to react straight away. When everyone else has to turn and do something before, he's not. He's ready to run. Already watching the ball, and just taps it into the corner. Really well done. That comes down from awareness, body shape. There's so many little good things there on his little run. Yeah, absolutely brilliant awareness there by Dom Solanke. He should get a lot more credit for that little goal, but he's not going to, because people don't really see the intricacies of what he was doing and why it was so easy for him to finish the ball when everybody else missed it. But let's get on to the next goal. So this is a complete and utter bundle. There's really not much to talk about in this, except for, you know, when I'm talking about players being on the post in a lot of my videos, there's a difference because he's not on the post. So it looks like when the goal goes in, the guy on the post should have been there ready to do it, but he's doing it all wrong. He needs to be there to come forward, and he's not. He's here to go backwards, which is completely missing the point of what he's doing. So when this ball comes in there, ball from a nice little header, I don't know. I think it's a Bournemouth player that actually ends up heading into his own goal. But when I go and show you the clip from the other side, this player on the post there, he's going back to it and he's not already on it. So let me show you from the other side so I can show you what I mean. So here he is right here, and he's not on the post, which quite frankly he probably shouldn't be, because the keeper's there and the keeper should probably do a better job here. But this turns into, I think there's just too many cook spoil the broth type attitude. So when this header comes in on this little dink, don't watch this. Do you see his movement? He's from here, right, and he's jumping and setting himself there to win the ball instead of already being there just to win the ball. So when he's setting his feet down is when he should be winning the ball, and he can't, because the next thing is it's passed in there. Yeah, terrible. Keeper should have done better as well, but that's just a mess. I mean, that's just bad coordination from the whole Bournemouth defence right there. Well done, Nottingham Forest. Let's get on to the next goal. Couple of things for us here to talk about, but what we want to point out is there's a guy with his arm up in the Premier League telling someone else to mark the player that's unmarked. We all know what's about to happen next. Yes, the player that he's telling someone to mark is the one that's about to score. What he's actually pointing out to this guy is, hey, look, we're not marking him. Do you want to give him the ball so he can score? He's like, yeah, mate, cheers for pointing him out for me. And that's what ends up happening again. So let's watch this little... It's kind of frustrating because there's no pressure on the ball. I know they're a player down, but they really can't put the pressure on. It's not a bad delivery from where it is out here. I want to point this out to you though as well. Do you see, like, he's telling this guy, he's telling him to mark here. He needs to be much closer. He's nowhere near him. So when you're looking at the central defenders, the only place that you are responsible is what is in front of you. So he is responsible for that guy and he is responsible for that guy. You cannot be responsible for the guy on your back. That is your teammate's responsibility because he's behind you. He can see the guy, you can't, because, well, you don't have eyeballs in your back. So you deal with the person in front, you deal with the person in front, and that is how it is exactly supposed to be done. It doesn't happen that way. When his cross comes in, look, you can see he's getting further and further away from his player. I don't know why, but he does. He's dropping off further and further. And when this ball comes in, it's an actually quality looping header again from Dom Solanke, because there's no power on this ball. The power's all got to be generated from the header. The keeper probably should do better. But look at this header. Dush. Power. Corner. Done. No one's even challenging on it. Gets himself a hat-trick. I think that's his first Prem hat-trick, actually. But there we go. We'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.